Hi and welcome to Scott's Inverts. I'm Scott, these are the inverts, and today we're having a look at the Cyriopagopus Minax, previously the Haplopelma Minax, and mine's an adult female and she's absolutely beautiful. Just before we get into today's video, if you like what we're doing, drop a like. If you super like what we're doing, let me know down in those comments, and if you're not subscribed, remember to hit that subscription button as well for me. So let's get into today's video, care and setup for the Cyriopagopus Minax. Now the Minax comes all the way from Thailand, it mainly around Burma and northern Thailand and Malaysia. Its common names are Thailand Black, Big Black, Thailand Big Black as well, and the adult size is around 6 to 7 inches. They're an old world fossorial and they're very fast growing species. An adult female can take 5 years to actually reach maturity, and males can take 18 months to reach maturity. The females can live around 15 years, where the males, you're lucky if you can get up to around 5 years of age. Now these spiders are not for beginners, and this is because they're extremely defensive, and when you think defensive, go up about another 10 levels, and that's where we are with the Minax. Now, coming from Thailand and Malaysia and northern Thailand, the temperatures are around 24 to 26 degrees in the summertime and around 20 to 25 degrees in the winter. So if your spider room's sitting at around 24 degrees, we're absolutely perfect. Maybe check the temperatures around the middle of the racking, and if they're around 24 to 26, we're absolutely bang on perfect. Now the humidity over there throughout the year is around 75 to 85%, which just means that we've got to keep that substrate in our enclosures nice, damp, nice and moist. And they are a fossorial species, so we are looking at giving them at least 4 times the size of the spider in horizontal space of substrate, allowing for that burrowing all the way down, and always remember that water dish as well as. Now these guys are a burrowing species, they are extremely defensive, and unfortunately if you do mess around with them, they're not going to think twice about giving you a bite, and it's going to be nasty. They can also move extremely fast and are very aggressive feeders. These spiders, unfortunately, are no more than a pet hole. So the majority of their lifetime, you're going to see them, 1, when they want to breed, and 2, when that food is on the edge of the burrow, they will come flying out and smash that food. And these points are absolutely special, because the rest of the time they will be down that burrow and hiding. They will web up the burrow when they're coming in into a molt. Sometimes if they've had a feed, they'll also do the same thing. Now in the wild, they will do this because a swarm of ants can easily get down a burrow and destroy and eat a spider. So what the spiders tend to do is web up the top of the burrows to try and stop this from happening. Now with the spiderlings, you just want to keep them again in a small tub with a little bit of substrate, so they've got enough room to burrow down 4 times the length of the spider. And what we'll do is, as they get older, just increase that depth of substrate and depth of enclosure accordingly to the size of your spider. Now, let's check out the setup. So we've gone for a 25 litre tub. It's about 18 inches high. There's a row of holes that I've drilled there, and they go around the whole of the enclosure apart from the front, where we've just got some at the top. That is because I've done a starter burrow just here and hoping it will go down. We'll be able to see it in its burrow. Now that substrate is just potting compost. It's got some vermiculite in it, perlite, sorry, just to help with that moisture. Load of moss in there as well, and of course the water bowl. Now all we do to keep that humidity around 75-85% is to spray the soil once a week, and every time we top that water dish up, overflow it and make sure we keep the moss nice and damp so it carries on growing. Now the top of this enclosure has not got to look amazing, because this is going to be a pet hole. What that means is our spider's going to go hopefully down this starter burrow down there, make a burrow all underneath and all through this area, and that's where it's going to spend most of its time. Now the problem comes when we try to rehouse these guys, because they are fast and they are exceptionally aggressive. Again, they are not a beginner friendly species. You do need a bit of experience with rehousing bigger tarantulas and the more defensive ones before moving on to the Minax. We have our adult female right here. I almost rehoused her off camera. They can actually be that aggressive. A defensive, sorry, I'm using the wrong terminology. So we managed to catch cup her. We have this over the top. It's very, very loose. So we have the bottom, or the top of the lid is actually at the bottom. So all we need to do is take that off, put the lid on, and now I'll just wait for her to come off that lid and then actually remove the lid with a pair of tongs. And if you look at her there, that's how aggressive these guys can be. Always have a catch cup at hand. And if you can get somebody else round to help you, even if they're just there, just in case, one, you get bit, or two, you got somebody else with another catch cup in their hand. That absolutely perfect. And there we go. My God, she is a big girl. She is very, very, very defensive. There she is. Full threat posture. Absolute incredible spider. But again, very, very defensive. Give her a lovely home like that. Water dish, all the moss she could ever wish for. And she goes and gives me the biggest threat posture the world has ever seen. Absolutely stunning though. I mean, look at that carapace and the abdomen. My word, girl, you are beautiful. I'm going to put the lid on, just leave her be, and hopefully that starter burrow that we've made down in the corner, she will go in there, and that's where she'll make her burrow. But for now, I'm going to put the lid on and leave her alone and let her calm down. Boom! So that was the Cyriopagopus Minax setup and care video. If you like what we're doing, remember to drop that like. And if you've got one of these at home, or you really enjoying the videos, let me know down in the comments. It gives me kind of more motivation to carry on putting out these care videos for you guys. Last week we did a mythology video. That was pretty cool. Got a lot of good feedback from that, so I might do another one of those again in the future. Who knows? If you want to really support the channel, hit that blue join button downstairs as well. That's become a channel member, and that's, I think they start at £3 a month, which doesn't sound a lot, but you put a lot of channel members together and it really does help the channel out a lot. Anyway, I can talk for England, as you guys know, and thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate you, and as always, we shall see you again on the next one.